I came in yesterday, and like the airport was surprisingly empty, which was completely new to me.
2 Fiji waters and 1 cup of coffee for $67 fucking dollars.
Everything is just so prohibitively expensive. Like buffets are over $80. Even just to park on the strip was $20 for an hour.
$50 for a resort fee, $40 just to park your car. This isn't hospitality, it's a shakedown. But the ugly truth is, this corporate greed is forcing an exodus. While Vegas nickel and dimes its loyal customers, a new generation of casino capitals is rolling out the red carpet. They are stealing the 80% of gamblers that Vegas decided it no longer wanted. This wasn't an accident. It was a cold, calculated betrayal. We will expose the 80-20 scam, the deliberate corporate plan to abandon the middle class to chase the 20% whales. They thought we had nowhere else to go. They were wrong. That 80% is now fueling a multi-billion-dollar boom in new markets, turning places like Florida and Oklahoma into gambling powerhouses. Stick with me, because today we are breaking down the 7 parts of this corporate collapse. We will follow the money and the people. We'll prove how Vegas's own greed built its new competition from the ground up. And when we get to part 4, we investigate the new capitals themselves. We'll show you why they are winning by offering a value that Vegas has completely forgotten. Part 1. The insane prices scam. So, what was the first crack in the dam? What was the first domino to fall? It's the one you feel the second you check your bags. The insane prices scam. This is the claim. The Vegas corporations are no longer just expensive, they are deceptive. This isn't inflation. It's a system designed to bleed you dry before you've even placed a bet. Here is the evidence, the ugly truth. It starts with the teaser room rate. You see a $120 room online, you book it, and you think you got a deal. But when you check in, the trap springs. Suddenly, there is a mandatory, non-negotiable $50 per night resort fee. What is this fee for? They claim it's for amenities like the Wi-Fi or the pool, things that have been included in the price of a hotel room for 50 years. It's a phantom charge. It's 100% pure profit, invented out of thin air to make the sticker price look cheaper than it is. But it doesn't stop there. You want to park the car you rented? That'll be $40 a day. You want a bottle of Voss water from the minibar that you didn't ask for? $26. Plus a mandatory venue fee and an 18% tip. They have turned every basic human comfort into a high-profit gotcha moment. And here is the consequence. This scam broke the old Vegas deal. The unwritten contract was simple. You might lose your money at our tables, but in return, we will make you feel like a king. We'll give you cheap rooms, cheap food, and an escape from reality. Vegas wasn't a good value because it was cheap. It was a good value because it made you feel important. The insane prices scam destroyed that. It's an insult. It's the corporations signaling, loud and clear, that they don't respect the 80% anymore. They aren't a trap for gamblers. They are just a trap. Part 2. The 80-20 scam. But why did they do it? Why would Vegas intentionally destroy the old Vegas deal that made them rich? The ugly truth is that the insane prices from Part 1 weren't a bug. They were a feature. They were a tool for a much larger, much more sinister plan. This is the claim, the 80-20 scam. This is the core betrayal we talked about. This was a deliberate, top-down corporate strategy to abandon, to fire 80% of their customers. Here is the evidence. For decades, Vegas was built on the 80%, the middle class. The plumber from Ohio, the teacher from California, the retired couple from Texas. They came, they spent a few $100s, they saw a show, they felt like kings, and they went home happy. They were the backbone of the city. But after the 2008 financial crisis, the new corporate owners looked at their spreadsheets. They didn't see people, they saw data points. And the data said 80% of their customers provided only 20% of the gambling revenue. The real money, the easy money, came from the 20%, the whales, the international high rollers. So they made a calculated bet. They decided to purge the 80%. This was the no more riffraff plan. How do you get rid of the middle class without putting up a sign? You make it impossible for them to afford it. You implement the $50 resort fees. You charge $40 for parking. You price them out. This was an act of supreme corporate arrogance. They assumed two things, and they were wrong on both counts. First, they assumed the 80% were worthless. They forgot that the 80% bought the show tickets, filled the restaurants, and paid for the hotel rooms that created the atmosphere the whales wanted. Second, and most importantly, they assumed the 80% had nowhere else to go. They believed Vegas was untouchable, the only option on the map. They broke the loyalty of their entire customer base on purpose. And it worked. The 80% heard the message. They stopped coming. Part 3. The Exodus. The 80% have officially fled. The purge plan from Part 2 was a catastrophic success. The 80% are gone, officially. Fled. This is the claim. This isn't a slowdown. This isn't a market correction. This is an exodus. The middle class has abandoned Las Vegas, and the city is now hollow. Here is the evidence. You don't even need to see the spreadsheets. You can feel it. Walk through the slot machine floors of a mid-week mega resort. They are empty. They are ghost towns. The only people left are the 20% they chased. And there aren't enough of them to fill these billion-dollar cathedrals. But the spreadsheets tell the same ugly truth. Visitor numbers, the lifeblood of the city, are in a freefall, dropping 9% year over year. But that 9% is misleading. It includes the convention traffic. The real gambler, the tourist, that number has fallen off a cliff. Weekday room occupancy, once the city's pride, is struggling to hit 78%, which in Vegas terms means they are losing money. Flights are down 6.4%. The backbone of the city has been ripped out. And here is the consequence. The corporations got exactly what they wanted. The riffraff is gone. But now they have a billion-dollar problem. The silence is deafening. The 80% didn't just evaporate. They didn't stop gambling. They just stopped gambling in Vegas. Vegas is no longer the exclusive option. It's not even the best option. So, the billion-dollar question that we teased in the beginning is finally here. Where did they go? Part 4. New capital. Florida and Oklahoma's boom. So where did the 80% go? They didn't disappear. They just stopped being suckers. They went where they were wanted. They are fueling the single biggest revolution in American gambling history. This is the claim. The new casino capitals of America are here, and they are not just competing with Vegas, they are humiliating it. While Vegas's floors are hollow, Florida and Oklahoma are booming. Here is the evidence, the ugly truth. Let's look at Florida. For years, Vegas dismissed them. Not anymore. The Seminole tribe, owners of the global hard rock brand, are masters of this game. They just activated a new gaming compact, a deal that allows them to offer everything Vegas does: craps, roulette, sports betting. This isn't just slots, it's a full-scale assault. Their revenue has exploded past $4 billion a year. That is strip-level money. They built the billion-dollar guitar-shaped hotel as a statement, a beacon for the 80% of East Coasters who are done flying to Nevada. And then there's the even more shocking story. Oklahoma. This isn't a coastal state, it's the heartland. But thanks to its powerful tribal casinos, it has quietly become one of the largest gambling markets in the world. Their strategy was genius. Target the 80% from the massive untapped market of Texas. The WinStar World Casino, just north of the Texas border, is physically larger than any casino in Las Vegas. It's a monster of a property, a direct artery for the entire Midwest. This isn't just one casino. It's an empire of tribal properties, which just reported a staggering $10 billion economic impact. That isn't a typo. That's billion with a B. And here is the consequence. This is a tectonic shift. The Vegas monopoly is over. It's dead. The 80% that Vegas treated as riffraff are now the VIPs funding multi-billion-dollar empires in Florida and Oklahoma. The Vegas or nothing mindset is gone. The 80% have proven they don't need Vegas. But as we're about to see, Vegas is finding out, in the most painful way possible, that it absolutely needed them. Part 5. The convenience factor. So we've seen that Florida and Oklahoma are winning. But why? The first reason is so simple, so obvious, that the Vegas CEOs in their infinite arrogance completely missed it. This is the claim. The 80% fled to these new capitals for one simple reason: convenience. Vegas made itself an expensive, inconvenient hassle, while the new capitals made themselves an easy choice. Here is the evidence, the ugly truth. Think about what it takes for the 80%, the middle-class family, to go to Vegas. You have to book flights months in advance, paying hundreds per ticket. You have to deal with the TSA, flight delays, and crammed middle seats. You land. You wait 45 minutes for an Uber that costs $70. By the time you get to your hotel, you're already exhausted, stressed, and down $1,000. And you haven't even seen a slot machine. It stopped being an escape. It became a gauntlet. Now, look at the strategy of the new capitals. They didn't build in the middle of a desert. They built where the people already are. The WinStar in Oklahoma isn't a plane ride away for the 80% in Dallas. It's a 90-minute drive. The Hard Rock in Florida isn't a 5-hour flight for someone in Atlanta. It's a weekend road trip. The 80% are fed up with flying. They are tired of the hassle. They don't want a destination anymore. They want an escape that's just a few hours' drive away. And here is the consequence. The game has changed. Vegas built its empire on the idea that it was the only destination worth flying to. The new capitals built their empires on the idea that the 80% would prefer not to fly at all. They are winning by being closer, cheaper, and less of a headache. They've turned the road trip into the new vacation, and Vegas is left all alone in the desert, wondering where its aeroplanes went. Part 6. The better value scam. But convenience was only half the story. It got the 80% to the door. The better value is what got them inside. This is the claim. The new capitals are winning because they are pulling the ultimate scam on Vegas. They are stealing the old Vegas model that Vegas itself abandoned. They are winning by not being greedy. Here is the evidence, the ugly truth. This is where the story comes full circle. Remember part 1? the $50 resort fees and $40 parking fees that Vegas uses to punish the 80%. Well, guess what the new capitals are offering? Free parking, no resort fees. This is the silver bullet. This is the entire ballgame. The 80% aren't stupid. They did the math. They realized that by driving 90 minutes to a tribal casino, they were saving $500 on flights. And then saving another $90 per day on the phantom fees that Vegas charged them just for existing. The old Vegas deal is alive and well. It just moved to Florida and Oklahoma. These new capitals are welcoming the 80% with open arms, offering them the exact same value and respect that Vegas spat on. They are proving, at a multi-billion-dollar level, that you can run a world-class operation without treating your customers like cattle. And here is the consequence. The better value scam has exposed Vegas's biggest lie. Vegas didn't have to add those fees. They weren't necessary for business. They were 100% pure, unadulterated greed. The new capitals are proving it every single day. The 80% didn't just flee from the greed in Vegas. They ran to the respect and value in the new capitals. And that is a choice that Vegas has no defense against. Part 7. The final verdict. Vegas's greed created its own competition. So, let's connect the dots. It all adds up to one single ugly truth. The story started with Part 1, the insane prices, the $50 fees designed to punish the 80%. That was the tool for Part 2, the 80-20 scam, the arrogant corporate plan to purge the riffraff. That plan worked, and in Part 3, the 80% fled, leaving the strip hollow and empty. In Part 4, we found them, fueling the $10 billion booms in Florida and Oklahoma. And we learned why. Part 5, the convenience of a 90-minute drive. And the final kill shot in Part 6, the better value of no resort fees and free parking. This is the final verdict. The Vegas CEOs, in their supreme arrogance, thought they were untouchable. They thought the 80% had nowhere else to go. They believed their own lie, that the 80% were worthless. But their scam has been exposed. The ugly truth is this: Las Vegas's own greed created its competition. It gave birth to the new casino capitals that are now draining them dry. They didn't just lose their customers, they built their enemies. But now, I want to hear from you. Are you part of the 80% who has officially fled Las Vegas? Are you spending your money in one of these new capitals instead? Share your story in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives that expose the ugly truth of corporate greed, don't forget to like and subscribe.